Welcome to the next episode of Waterpark Rangers Let's Play Wind Waker. Last episode, we did some stuff and got some things, and this episode, we're actually getting back to the main story. We're going to be spending today's episode in a cold place. This is Ice Ring Isle. Most people choose to reach it by warping first to the Forest Haven and then sailing one quadrant west. In our case, we had some islands nearby that we were going to get some stuff done on, so we just went here from Angular Isles, which is south of it. Now, we have a treasure that we can pick up from it with a treasure chart. But maybe it's a better idea to take out that cannon boat, because this cannon boat is actually quite annoying if you leave it alive when you start trying to explore this island. You can't just get on this island by walking onto it, because you'll freeze in your tracks as soon as you stand on it. But before we take care of that problem, I think it's best that we look through our charts and try and find Ice Ring. Yes, there's our Ice Ring Isle chart. Now let's pull it up with our grappling hook. It's probably just 200 rupees, but once again, 100% is 100%. I really like how the island's ice makes the water look around here. It kind of makes me wish that this wasn't just a small island and it was more like a major place that you had to visit, like an island that was always snowing. I know they do that in Phantom Hourglass, but in Phantom Hourglass, let's face it, the graphics suck. I know it's DS, but the game, like, when you compare it to Spirit Tracks, all of it is just so much like it feels more like a beta thing to, like, test out elements of the game than it does an actual Zelda game. Like, Spirit Tracks, it's got, like, real, legit puzzles. It feels like an actual Zelda game. Phantom Hourglass feels a lot more like a beta. It's a Zelda game that I really don't think is all that great. The story of it is horrible. At least everyone loves the Linebeck character, and I do too. That's why he had to reappear for Spirit Tracks. So, just like Fire Mountain, you shoot your the arrow opposite of the element into where it's coming out of. In this case, it's that dragon head that's spewing out that really cold ice. So now we can stand on the island without any worries. Without any worries, okay. Now we have the 10 rupee that was hidden in there. The yellow rupee, not the 10 rupee. And, even though it is worth 10 rupees. Whoa! That's what happens if you change, the way you're walking too quickly on this island. I didn't intend to do it that time, but Link will slip and fall, face first. It kind of surprises me that ice is not found anywhere else in this game, despite the fact that they have all these mechanics for it. It's interesting the kind of stuff they have programmed in this game. Like, if you played Action Replay for this game and got into one of the test chambers where they were testing out elements of the game, they have a different texture for the water in this game that makes it look more like real water. So it's not like a graphical limitation that the way they had it like this. Originally, the water was see-through. You could see what was underneath the water. It looked really cool. It would have been interesting as an option just to play through the game and see what that looked like, because, I don't know, I think it might have been an interesting thing to work with. So here the ice is kind of slanted, so you'll fall if you're not careful. Instead of trying to fly over to those platforms, just use your grappling hook to take the rupees from them. It's much easier that way. Oh yeah, and if you fall, you have to start from the beginning. Unlike Fire Mountain, oh yeah, and also if you use the crawling function, you won't slip. So if you want to make sure that you're getting across these places safely, you can just do it like this. See, the crawling mechanic is actually very useful because you can't slide around. Not many people know that. I think it might just be something I know. And now, of course, you know it too because I told you. Now, our grappling hook should also help us in case there's a distance we need to cover that we couldn't quite make during the jump. Well, that was close right there. I really like how this ice island looks. Like, this is one of the coolest islands in the game. And I'm not saying that as one of those stupid, oh, cool, and because it's an ice pun. But no, I think this island it's a really awesome idea. I wish they had, like, a full-out huge ice island with, like, an ice dungeon. That would have been sick. There were just some ideas with this game that I think could have been used to fill a little bit of that empty space where they ended up putting reefs and crap like that in the long run. More could have been done with this game. I wish they would like make a harder version of this game. Like, if I knew how to hack this game and like mod it or anything, I would love to make my own version of it. Even if it would probably take forever. But if I had the tools and the time, neither of which I have, I would do it, because this game has so many cool ideas that really only kind of get touched upon. Even so, it's a fantastic game, but it could have been so much better. That's one of the things I've realized about it more and more, especially this playthrough. Like, the enemies are fun to fight, but you take so little damage from them. It's pathetic. Even if that was just slightly altered, it would have made the game a lot more challenging and even more fun than it already is. Because games that are just too easy, they lose some of that fun. Like, I think Wind Waker could be more fun if it was a little harder. That's why I don't think that a 3 heart quest for this game is such a bad idea. I've done a 3 heart quest for this game. It's not hard. I didn't even use any items and bottles, and I didn't have a tough time at all. Anyway, let's see what's inside here. Hint, it's not a piece of heart or 200 rupees, it's an actual item! The iron boots. Another item which is hardly ever used. Iron boots make you very slow, but they give you a ton of traction, and that means that wind won't be able to blow you away. You just become so much heavier, basically. Hey, it's a miracle that Link can even walk in these things. Oh man, I love the expression on his face when you like walk into the wind. So if you fall down here, you can jump down a little hole. What I did right there is you can actually jump to the side at about normal speed when you're using your iron boots. So if you want to move somewhere quick with your iron boots, that's the best way to do it. I guess I'll show you more on that later. Down here in the second floor of this mini dungeon, I suppose, or cave or grotto, I don't know. There's so many names for these things in the Zelda series. We've got a ton of things hidden inside blocks of ice. Mainly those include lots of enemies, like we got some green bokoblins here, some moblins, which I ran away from. Oh, there you are! Another one! This is a cool place to fight them in, too. Like a snowstorm room. I appreciate that they put this in here, because it's such a cool effect. And there's also a dark nut hidden down here. So all these enemies are frozen. Aw, man! He snuck up on me. Usually I always get the parry. Oh, I think I missed the yellow rupee because the dark nut was standing right there. The yellow rupee's the best part of the spoils, man! Even selling skull necklaces, they aren't even worth 10 rupees a piece, to be perfectly honest. So apparently that old guy in Windfall Island knew the right guy to give them to, because he said they were worth a lot. Now, where's that? No, there's nothing else here. Okay. Well, time to take you out. Why not use our, we could use a good spin. Let's use a hurricane spin. That could be nice. I think we would. No, that wasn't enough to kill you. Yeah, the hurricane spin honestly doesn't do that much damage. It's just useful for, like, if you want to knock an enemy over or knock a ton of enemies over. Remember to try and hit the wall after you're done using it, though. Because then, if you don't, you're going to be standing there like a sitting duck for a really short time. But during that short time, enemies can be a nuisance. So, the reward for defeating all of them, 100 rupees. Just for those enemies, really, this is a great reward. A lot of people miss it because they don't think to walk through that hallway of wind. So we're going to be leaving the cavern and ending off the episode right here.